Hey guys, how's it going? Coming at you with another video today. So a couple days ago, Tesla broke some huge news. I'm gonna get into that in this video and explain my thoughts on it. Before I get started though, make sure you like and subscribe, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with me, don't agree with me, or anything really. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, so any like or subscribe would be much appreciated, just to show that you guys like these videos. So without further ado, let me start here. So Tesla going to the moon. So that was the first thing I thought when I read all this stuff, which happened this week. So it's just good news on top of good news on top of good news with this company. It's just really awesome just being a part of it and following it and being a shareholder and all that. So last week there was a massive dip. So there was really like no news on this. It might have been like maybe people a little bullish on their earnings and trying to just do a little squeeze and put their money in thinking Tesla's gonna have an amazing thing, then numbers are gonna come out and then people are just gonna sell real quick like day traders. Speaking of that, if you don't watch my other videos, I'm a long-term investor. I do a lot of growth stocks and some spec stocks here and there and a couple value stocks, but mainly growth. So if you haven't watched my channel, that's really the approach I take to investing. But there were probably a lot of day traders and call traders or option traders or something like that. Just doing a short squeeze or something like that. So it did dip under $800 for like a hot minute, and then it went right back up. But there was a massive dip last week. Did I buy? No. The $800 evaluation of this company is a little rich for me, even with all the good stuff they're coming out with. I'll wait for a massive correction if there is one. So some good news, I actually made a Tesla video a couple days ago. I'll make that my end screen at the end of the video if you want to watch why I'm so bullish on Tesla in general. But the Model Y plant is looking great. It's killing it. They leaked some pictures out. It's moving along. It looks great. So it just, it's crazy how fast this company is growing and what they're doing. But yeah, the Model Y plant looks great. They're building a gigafactory in Berlin. That looks great also too. They leaked some pictures in that. So that's going to be really awesome for like Europe and production and stuff like that. Cybertruck plant is underway also. So they're doing Model Y, the Berlin plant, the Cybertruck, they're building their plant now. This Cybertruck, I think, call me crazy, it might be their biggest seller of all their models. So can't wait to see that thing. It's going to be really awesome. And I think it's going to change the game for the light truck industry in general. So really excited to see that. Like I said, earnings came out last week. They were okay. They weren't great in my opinion. They weren't horrible. I give it like a C. So not bad at all. But I was expecting a little more honestly, but it is what it is. And that's why I'm kind of hesitant to buy at the 8 or like the 850 range or not even 900 where it's at like now, high 8s or low 9s. So the one thing you have to remember when you buy a company like this, especially if you're a long-term investor, no matter what happens short-term, especially with a company like this that's innovating so much, a great company works forever. So you could hold this stock, I think personally, and if you hold it for 3 to 5 years, I highly doubt you'll be less than where you're at now. Now you might ask, well, why don't I just buy it then? Well, the reason you don't buy it even at this evaluation, if it goes down or it stays stagnant or just kangaroos for a little bit, there's other deals out there in the market that you can get a greater return rather than putting your money here. So I'm not saying buying it if you really believe in it long term and you want to just become a shareholder like that, that's fine. But I think there's better plays and options out there than this right now. So if you haven't watched I do make a weekly update on my 4 big growth stocks this year of what I'm targeting. I'm going to do that. I update it every week and then do a monthly and then a year to date. So check that out if you're interested, but this is not on there, unfortunately. So what huge news broke today was Tesla bought Bitcoin, $1.5 billion. So I don't know how much that is of their cash, but I'm assuming it's probably somewhere around 10%. So that's pretty good. So, that's just really exciting for Bitcoin. It's really exciting that he's pushing the envelope, trying to be another innovator on something else, just showing that, hey, I'm going to put my money here because we all know cash with the Fed's printing money and cash over time depreciates. whereas Bitcoin might not. So like, why not put some of your money there and maybe it will appreciate. This 1.5 billion in 2 years could be $3 billion. So like, it's better than just having cash laying around. So I totally respect that. I like what he's doing. You know, I mean, I think it's awesome. And I think he's going to open, you know, a lot of other companies are going to open their eyes to maybe doing what he does, because he's kind of a influencer, I guess is what you want to say. So Elon actually tweeted about this a couple weeks ago. A lot of people thought he was joking, but really I think he likes trolling people. Like, he likes seeing people's reactions and seeing what they say and call him crazy, and then he does it. So I love that. I like that he gives teasers and hints and really just messes with people he just messes with people, and I really enjoy that. So he did tweet about it, and he did it. So he also said that Tesla in the future, they might accept Bitcoin. Well, that makes a lot of sense, because if you're invested in Bitcoin, well, instead of taking cash, you can take Bitcoin. So like, then you can just, I mean, it's so smart to do what he's doing. So I think that will happen one day. Tesla will accept Bitcoin as payment. So that's really sweet. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the digital gold. It's like the next generation of gold, but with more of a value. So like, example, you can't give Tesla gold, like a brick of gold, and say, I want to buy a Tesla. Like, they won't. They'll be like, we don't accept that. However, Bitcoin, you'd be able to sell whatever share or amount the coin is at that day to buy the car. So I think Bitcoin is going to be sweet, you know, in the future. So more companies are starting to adapt with Bitcoin. I'm a shareholder of PayPal. They just recently announced it. You know, they're allowing Bitcoin transactions on their platform. I think that's awesome. I think Square and a couple other companies are doing it too now. So, you know, everyone's just moving more towards it. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, it's going to be a slow progression, kind of like the MJ space with, you know, things getting legal for each state. It's the same thing, but I really think this is Bitcoin's going to be like no joke in a couple years, and a lot of companies are going to adapt to it, and Tesla just is the head of the spear. So I love that. Do I own Tesla? So I put this at the bottom. I am a shareholder of Tesla. I got in it, well, with the share, I got it in before the share split, but with the share split and all that, my cost base right now is 174.27. So that's a 329% return. That's not amazing, because like a lot of like the guys doing it like 2 years ago or even like a year ago at this time, you know, their returns are way higher than mine. It was just too much of a spec stock, and I was putting my efforts more into growth stocks a year ago at this time. So it wasn't one of those things where I didn't have enough money to toss around to get in a position was that spec. But when I saw it starting to run, and then the Cybertruck news and the Model Y news, and you know, once you see that certain point, you're like, okay, they're the real deal. They're not really a spec stock anymore. They're really going to do it. And then you saw them outperform earnings of all the auto manufacturers, and they're getting into other things, and they're more than auto manufacturers. So once they hit that point, that's when I started buying in. It was like early spring. So I got into it a little late, but I mean, compared to where it's at now, I mean, I'm making out all right. So do I plan on buying more right now? No. I think the stock would have to go to a $500 billion market cap for me to want to buy more, which I think is around like the 550 range. I'd maybe add cost base up to get in there, but 800, 850, 900, I'm not interested because I already have a position. So that's all I got. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the breaking news of Bitcoin. You think it's a good idea, or you think it's not a good idea? So that's all I got. Peace.